Okay that way, Shell?
Yeah.
Because if it gets to
Oh, it
be too
doesn't
much,
bother me.
okay. All right, so this is what we're doing, you guys. We're riding the horse, okay? We're coming into our basic horse stance, but this, or goddess stance, right? But our legs are about as open and wide as our chair. So it really depends on the anatomy of your chair. You know, these vessel chairs have this, but then it kind of comes out. So that's why it's a little much for you guys. Then scoot yourself back and you'll be able to bring your knees or legs in a little bit more, okay? So we're gonna go here, taking our hands and building hands up, maybe more blanket, whatever you want. And let's go ahead and place our third eye on the back of that chair or on your hands that are built up. You can also stack your fists, one on top of the other, and then your head doesn't have to come down as much. But this is basically a lot like if you were on the mat and we were beginning our class with a wide-legged child's pose, AKA, I often call it peaceful warrior. So we're gazing down towards our belly so we can see that movement of our breath. Because there should be no restriction there, right? We have a little restriction in our throat because our chin is towards our chest in this position. We're starting to alleviate a little bit of the back side of our shoulders and all the way down our spine, really with this little slight curve forward. Shoulders kind of come forward too. But actually they're forward, but have awareness of bringing them away from your ears, right? So we're going to put a little bit of action in our arms and shoulders to pull them away from our ears. Play with your feet a little bit and see that they are feeling like, because you don't have to look, just see if you can sense if those feet are heels in, toes out, and that you have a relationship between your ankle and your knee and your hip all coming out at the same kind of angle here. Maintain this, should be, hoping a kind of a relaxing upper body, but again, with shoulders pulling down. And if you're feeling like it, lift your heels off the ground and press into the balls of your feet. Feel that if you're pressing into the balls of your feet, that action going through your legs into your glutes. And then exhale, release those heels back towards the ground. Here, I want you to try to lift the ball of your foot up and press down into your heel. And again, Shelley, just make sure this feels okay for you.
It feels good, but not the shoes on.
Okay. And then go ahead, raise up onto the balls of your feet again. Exhale the heels down. Inhale the balls of the feet up. Exhale the balls of the feet down. One more round of that, lifting heels. Inhale. Exhaling, bringing your heels down. Lift your balls of your feet off the ground. And then take yourself back down with flat feet. Go ahead, slowly lift your head up. We've kind of had our heads not quite lower than our hearts, but let's take our hands on the back of your chair. And again, anatomy of the chair. Some chairs, like our formal chairs at home, are a lot higher. So you might be holding on here, maybe reaching up. But take wherever you are, and let's let our arms take our upper body weight, stretch back, make sure that you're not falling off that chair, tumbling over. Let your heart begin to rise up, and maybe I need to bend into my elbows just a little bit to let that heart come up. Feel that opening all the way through your chest wall. And then release and come back and take your chin to your chest as you would in a cat pose, right? So really letting go here into that rounded spine.
all the way rounding into shoulders and the back of your neck.
Take yourself into neutral, straight up on those sits bones, pull forward again. Let your heart come towards the back of that chair. Maybe press down the hands into or onto that chair, lifting up, squeeze shoulder blades down and back. And one more time, take it into cat, releasing back, straight arms, chin to chest, shoulders. Want to pull up? Let's take them down. And then rising back up. How's everybody in this position? You okay? Yeah? Okay. Let's take hands maybe just more to the side and come up to the ball of one foot and lift off that sits bone and just take your body weight over to the side. Okay? Shifting that body weight. Feet come down. Let's do the opposite. Lift onto the ball of that foot. Take yourself over. Feel an opening in the ribs, side of your body, all the way down to the waist. Foot down. Let's do that again. We're going to add this time. Come up onto the ball of your foot. Take that upper arm out to hip, to shoulder. Elbow can lift. Or you can take your arm wherever your range of motion is. And wherever that is, let it kind of float and flow, okay? So maybe you've got your elbow making that movement, maybe your whole arm. Your radius will depend on your shoulders opening. Just this kind of waving motion with breath. I love that, Shelley. Good. And then let's lift on up, hands back to the back of the chair and lift up on the ball of that opposite foot. Let your weight come off of your sits bone on that side. Shift your body weight over. Lengthen. And then take that same hand of the foot that's lifted to your hip or shoulder. Or lift elbow up, or take arm and radiate that down, lifting up, taking it over. Or you find where your opening is, okay? And your breath lifts you up, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rising. And exhale. Let's do one more here. Inhale. And exhale. Bring yourself up. Foot comes flat. Both hands here. Let's work in that jaw a little bit. Okay. So again, we're going to let our body weight go back. We're going to hold on. We're going to look up and we're going to open up our jaws. Let our mouths open. Maybe releasing with a big breath. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. A bit of a lion's breath here. Otra vez, one more time. Inhale through the nose. Open jaw. And then bring yourself back up. Good. And let's take our hands off of the chair. And let's go ahead and take right in this. Is it mandible, Shelley? Your mic.
The lower jaw is the mandible.
Mandible. Right in here. Okay. And this where we know that part of our jaw goes. And let's do some little circles there. Should feel good. You guys get a massage. Sometimes they'll work your face. They'll often ask though, because that's an area for some people that's kind of, some people like it, some people don't. And go ahead and go around an other circle way, that way.
And through the teeth clenchers.
Yes, those teeth clenchers. Good, and then not slap, but tap into that area, your whole cheek area, okay? And come to the front and to the sides, down into the jaw, maybe lift that chin up a little bit, tap all the way around. Good. And let's interlace our fingers here. We're going to do a little bit of breath work that's going to open up our mouths and close it. Okay, we've done this before. Taking hands, interlacing, maybe trying to bring your forearms as close as they can. And for some of us, not me, but some of us, there's a lot up here. So you may not bring them in too far, and that's okay. So wherever that is for you, right? And your knuckles come right underneath your chin. We're gonna raise our elbows up, inhale. And then let your mouth come upward and release, yes, with a breath. Out of your mouth. Your elbows pull together. Inhale through your nose, lift the elbows back, your chin comes down to being flat towards the ground or parallel. And then let your head tip back, release air from mouth. Inhale, chin comes back, elbows come up through the nose, we inhale, let it go. Make some noise. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze. 1 more round. Inhale. And open up those mouths. Good. Bringing ourselves back up into a straight spine here. Let's go ahead. Take yourself a little bit back on your chair, but not so much that you're going to fall off of it, okay? Before we're kind of hugging up against the back side. And when I say back of the chair, I meant front of the chair, away from the seat, from the back side, okay? So come here, let's extend our legs, and we're still going to be partially bent, all right? Especially some of us that have shorter legs, right? So just be wherever that is. Pretend like you're driving a car, so hands here on this steering wheel. And again, shift body weight back and forth, lift up that sits bone. Feel this in your torso area, your abdominal area, right through the center there. Press into those heels, almost lifting yourself all the way off the chin. And then come back and take those feet a little bit farther in. Can you wrap them to the legs of the front of your chair? No, okay. Yeah, if you scoot back, see if you can attach. There we go. Let's not do that, shall we? Take your feet back down on the ground, you guys. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of lifting up and down. Take your hands here, feet are grounded, and then let's lift into almost straight legs. It's gonna be as wide as that chair is. Come on down, exhale. Inhale, take yourself up. May not be straight legs, that's okay. Take yourself down. Let's take those breaths. Inhale. Arms can rise, or you can leave them down. They can come forward, or they can come to the sides. So what are we doing? We're basically doing goddess pose, but we've got that chair to find ourselves on afterwards. 2 more, please. Be careful of the floor. I just found a little burr under my foot. Comes in on our carpet here. There we go. All right.
Staple in my knee the other day.
Oh, no, from here?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, Shelley, how come you find those things? Go ahead and get up off the chair.
Well, somebody, Viola had the, go ahead.
Oh, my gosh. So Shelley was just saying she got a staple in her knee when she was here in class. Not good. I'm just going to turn mine this way for the camera there. So we'll do a little bit of standing, then we'll come back to seated on that chair, okay? So go ahead and just take yourself into a half lift here. Find your back flat. Find your tailbone coming out. I know I'm getting hot too, but I don't have anything underneath here to take off. And your crown reaches in that opposite direction. Let's slide 1 foot back, come onto the ball of that back foot. Hands can come either flat on the top of the seat of your chair or to the sides. You find what works for you. Bend into that front knee. Extend through that back leg. Good, so you're in a lunge position. And then just bring yourself back up into that straight spine. When I say straight, it's straight in a parallel position to the ground. Let the other leg come back onto the ball of that back foot, bent into the front knee. Feel a stretch in your calf. And then bring yourself back up. Let's do that a few more times. Just taking one leg back, find that front bend, stretch into that back leg, and you're opening your hip flexor on that side. And then when you're ready, just take that foot back and reposition yourself. And working with breath. The more you want, especially Lydia there, to take that breath and exhale out of your mouth. That will help release that jaw a little bit more. And try when you don't have your mouth open to release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. That just makes the whole face a little more gentle. And then adding a smile will even increase that gentleness. Let's do one more time each side, coming in and out of these nice lunges, which are helping us to stretch out the legs. Good. And then from here, let's go ahead and take feet about hips distance. Bend into your knees. Take your hands, if they reach, because again, this is anatomy, to the back of the chair or not. Okay, maybe you have your hands here to support you in this little squat. Maybe hands are here, even my long arms have a hard time reaching there. Squatting, or putting hands here, and then let's go ahead and lift ourselves up, inhale. And pull your elbows down. Let your heart and your hips extend forward. Yeah. Bring yourself up. Take your hands down. Lift them just to your, I'm going to go ahead and turn this way for a moment. Just to here, to your shoulder height. Bend into your knees. Take your hands down. Lift them just forward here. Open up the doors. Exhale. Just a little bit of standing out of our chairs here. Exhale down. Just this little flow into our breath. Inhale. Exhale. Rise on your in-breath. Come on down. 2 more, please. Standing up here. We'll do a little bit more with the chair, but this time we'll use the back of the chair. And I'm going to stand to the side of the back of that chair, okay? So you guys, let's go ahead and turn your chairs this way, I think, or let's see, this way. And then you can, yes, exactly. Let's turn it. I know it's kind of one of those. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. And then you guys will be in the same direction, unless you want to see first, Shelley, and then we'll switch it around.
Okay, I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Since I can't hear.
So that reminds me to speak a little louder. So take your hand here, right? And our outside leg we're going to work. So be cautious, Shelley, of anything that might not feel right in this groin area, okay? Take weight into the leg that's closest to the chair and your arm goes there, 2-hand. Come to the ball of your foot, lift. Take it out just a bit. We're gonna come out and then bring it in slowly, okay? Outward, external rotation, internal, and then take that internal, take it all the way into internal, because before we were neutral. So crossover, back to center. So this is neutral, excuse me. This is external, neutral, and then bring it on in, externally rotating. And bring that foot down. Go ahead and walk out your hips. Let the hips go. Let the knees go. Let the chest go. Good. And then let's go ahead and take ourselves out again. And let's come into tree pose. So this is tree right here. I don't have to really do a lot of balancing. I can just come onto my toes here. Or I can take my hand off the chair if I feel like I have my balance here, okay? You can work on that balance a little bit more by taking your hand back to the chair, bringing that foot in a little bit closer to your ankle. Or maybe taking it to your inner calf, not knee. Push down with the foot that's grounded. Wavering here, back and forth, right? Working on that gaze that's keeping us centered, the strength in the standing leg, okay? And place that foot down. Go ahead and walk it out. Get everything moving here. Good, I like that, Pam's going like this. Yeah. All right, then I'm gonna take myself to the other side of the chair so you guys can just turn around or move or however that it's gonna work, because we'll do that outside leg on the opposite side, okay? So again, hand here, take a nice straight, solid standing leg. Right, the tighter our muscles can be, the lighter our body can be. I know that doesn't sound right, but it makes sense when you start to practice that way. Go ahead and lift that opposite outside leg up. Take it out, and you can use your hand if you want to help with that. Bring it back to neutral. I think we took it out twice before we started crossing. Bring it back. And then internally rotating, you're gonna feel that in this psoas muscle here. Back to center. Bring it on out. In and take it across. Let's do one more of those. Finding that opening again that's right for you. And that closure that's right for you. Let that foot come down. Walk it out, move it out, shake it out, because we don't want to be contracted all the time, right? That's what stress does. So we want to loosen up. So I know for me, I'm adding singing and I'm adding dancing into my daily routine, and that doesn't mean formal. Like I was doing dishes and I was singing. Guess what? We're going to sing at the end of this class, you guys. Yes. So now let's go ahead and do the other side. But the same side, sorry. Lengthen, strengthen the standing leg, lift, take it out. Toe can be on the ground still, right? Hand can come here. Press down. Find yourself growing out of the top of your tree, out of this tonali, this crown right here. Maybe we work here, trying to get a hand to touch in prayer and Anjali Mudra here. If you want to try other places, be safe. Take your hand to the chair. Foot can come to ankle, inner thigh. You just don't want to press into that knee joint, okay? Because that's not the way it's supposed to go outside like that. But feel how, at least my body, started going towards this chair. So I really got to support that my body doesn't take the weight all the way over that way, okay? So see what you can do here to maybe play with lifting that hand up, maybe putting the foot down, all right? And I know this isn't our balance, stretch, and strengthen class, but balance is part of all yoga practices. So it's good for us to get out of our chair and try that every now and then. Good, let it done. Go ahead and walk it out. And then let's get into our chair in our regular chair kind of way. And we'll work through some of our practices, our asanas that we do in the chair that are linked to, likened to our postures in non-chair yoga. So first would be our seated chair pose, and this is seated mountain in the chair. Find the alignment, right? We've got our feet, we've got our ankles, we've got our knees, we've got our hips, and a whole torso rests on those sits bones. Go ahead and just open the palms of your hands. Feel that coolness that's released there. Take note of your facial muscles. Do you feel like there's some relief there that you can give, some more relaxing feeling to your face? Tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Maybe lips slightly parted. Or working with that inhale through your nose and opening the mouth. Exhaling. It's funny, you talk about your jaw, Lydia. One thing I've noticed, I teach in the morning, my 6 a.m. Facebook Live class with Evolve Strong. And let your hands come down. And then I eat my breakfast. And I don't know why, but when I start eating my breakfast, my jaw, you know how it kind of slips? You know, sometimes your jaw, it does that in the morning after I've taught a class. I don't know why. I really don't. It's weird. So it's like even my oatmeal, I've got to be careful when I'm chewing my oatmeal so I don't let my whole jaw slip out. All right, let's raise up, inhale. Let's come into half moon. We're going to do 2 half moons to equal that beautiful full moon that I hope you guys saw today and last night and tonight and tomorrow. Take one hand down, slide it down the side of that chair. This other arm can be, again, where your shoulder feels relief, because our half moon's coming on the side of the body. Doesn't have to shift all the way up to your arm. But if your shoulder lets you do that, you can certainly go there, okay? But come into that half moon. I know enough math that 1/2 + 1/2 equals a full moon. Yeah, no, my math's not that great, but you know that. So there's 1/2 of that beautiful full moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Arms can lift or go to wherever they feel comfortable. Pull down into cactus arms, honoring the goddess in the moon. In the Aztec traditions, she is called Coyolxauhqui. Lift up, inhale. Again, both arms are only one. Other hand down to the chair leg. Let's do that other half more so we can complete the fullness there. And again, this arm doesn't matter if it's up or it's down at your waist or shoulder, because it's this part here, our ribs that we're opening. Go ahead and bring yourself back up. Arms lift. Pull down cactus, goddess, open heart to the sky. Lift on up, inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Good. Take a couple breaths. Feel how those half moons opened up those intercostal muscles of our ribs so that we can breathe deeper. Now we're going to go from setting sun to rising moon, okay? Go ahead and take your legs out about the angle they were when we started class, okay? So this is the sun, right? Our heads are holding all of that magical light, warmth, and energy. This is our moon right here, right? So we're going to take our arms out And we're going to set the sun. As I do, I set the sun. And then I lift my moon off the seat of the chair. Maybe just lengthen a little bit. Let my setting sun go. Let my rising moon shine. And then slowly let my moon come down and start to set as my sun starts to rise slowly, right? Because we had our heads lower than our hearts. Rise up with whatever angle your arms come to. Pull down into Goddess off our hearts. And we'll do that one more time. Hands come out. Setting sun. Slowly, long spine. Rising moon. You can keep your moon seated, or you can lift a little bit off the chair onto your feet. Maybe letting that head, that sun set a little bit more, and maybe letting the moon rise a little bit more. Depends on what you guys want to do. And then let your hips, aka moon, come back down. And let your heart and head and sun rise up and shine and lift. Pull down off our heart. And lift. And let our hands come down. Exhale. Sit in this wide-legged mountain a bit, a couple breaths. Yeah. Those inversions are really good, you guys, for blood flow and for all kinds of other things. An inversion, again, doesn't have to be us standing on our hands or our head or shoulder stand. It can be just taking that head lower than the heart. Let's come and do some eagle to honor the sky energy, the wind energy, all of that. So I'm going to take and cross one leg over the other, if that's available to you all. If not, take, and I'm sorry, you guys, I forgot to bring blocks out today, but you okay? Yeah, all right. And cross, maybe some of you will double cross behind, not necessary. Notice what leg's on top. Raise your arms up to here, 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 or here. Where are those wings gonna go? And then exhale. The wing of the same leg that's crossed on top goes under when I cross my wings, okay? Now it's a little confusing language. Take your hands to your shoulders, or you can work them together, all right? Doesn't matter, wherever you are. Lift the elbows or your arms up, inhale. And exhale, curl those elbows into your belly area. Let your chin come to your chest. Relax and pull those shoulders down, open through the back side. Yeah. Inhale, we lift. Shoulders stay down, but our elbows rise up. And one more time, pulling it into ourselves. Garudasana, eagle pose, lift on up. Let your wings release. Rise up to your height here. Pull down into Goddess, open heart. Rise and shine. Let your arms come down. Let that top leg come down. Sitting straight and tall and proud. And I'm letting one foot stay on the ground, the opposite one stays down, the other one crosses over. You find that connection that's good for you. So remember, whatever leg is on top, that arm will go under when we cross our wings, rise up, inhale. And exhale. It doesn't really matter, it just is a little technical thing that doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're doing the opposite on each side. Pull down here. And again, hands are here, or they are working themselves together. Lift elbows up. Bring your elbows now into belly area, curl, tuck, round. Really release between
those shoulders, you guys, let them separate a little bit more. Feel that like someone's really working your back in a nice massage.
Bring yourself up, inhale. And take yourself back down, exhale. Lifting, looking forward and releasing arms. Good, release from the mouth, lifting up. Exhale, pull down, goddess, heart opens, yeah. Lifting up, letting our legs come apart and our hands come down. Couple breaths here. You should feel, at least I do, and I'm not take that should word away. I love what you said today. Don't should on myself. I love that. I'm gonna remember that because I really try not to use that word. But maybe you are feeling some flow into your hands from doing that and releasing. So now we're going to just let our bodies flow with our seaweed asana. Okay, so let your feet come back. Notice we're going from external rotation to bringing them back to neutral. We've done some internal rotation. So let's just flow now. Inhale, lift. And exhale, whichever arm under, doesn't matter. And find yourself. When we're in the chair, it might be easier too to take yourself down a little bit lower in your seaweed asana than when we're standing. But just find what works for you. Maybe you just want to tick-tock back and forth. Nice even flow, coming and swooshing across the front, swooshing across to the other side. You guys figure out what feels right for you. This is freestyle yoga right now. Static dancing, this is static yoga. And then lift up, notice what arm is under, because we're gonna switch. Release, come on back up. And come on down. Find your cross, double cross, or again, we're here, all right? You don't have to double cross. Find your flow. You're anytime welcome to come out of your chair if you like. You can get a lot here. Staying in that chair and pressing deep into the ground. Find your depth, height, width, length, movement, flow. The ocean continues to move, even when it seems really still. There is Olim, there's that movement, magical movement. Rise up. Exhale, releasing those arms. Take them on up, inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's work a little bit on the abductors and adductors. Take your hands on the outside of your knee area. I'm going to pull in with my hands and I'm going to push out with my knees, and nothing should move. Because I'm really energizing legs, pressed down in my feet, all the way up to my glutes. Can you feel that? Mm-hmm. Open your fingers wide. Feel that energy in your arms up to your pec muscles there. Press down with your feet, press out with your knees, press in with your hands. Keep going, 2 more breaths, you can do it. Maybe you're shaking, that is good. Keep going. Woo, exhale. Whew, releasing. Take a couple breaths. 2, 3, 4. So we're supposed to be breathing while we're doing that. Okay, we're not holding our breath, but when you're like holding into an isometric, it's easy to start holding your breath. So try not to do that, because we're gonna do it another time now with the opposite opposition. So take your hands on the inside and press away with your hands, as you press in with your knees, as you press down with your feet, as you press out with your fingers, as you pull your shoulders down, as you keep breathing. Feel this through every muscle of your body. Keep going, 2 more breaths. Can you breathe with this? Oh, exhale, release. Let those arms go, let the knees flip in, come to the inside of your feet. And let's just take some shoulder rolls as we have our hips internally rotated for a bit. And I'm gonna reverse, and I'm doing one shoulder at a time. You can do both front and then both back. Oh, and then bring your feet back to the ground. Let's walk them in. And I'm gonna keep one foot facing you guys, okay? I'm gonna take the other one to the side of the chair. And I'm gonna sit up straight and tall, and right now I'm in the center of this division of my legs, right? But again, one's across one way, the other is forward. And I'm gonna work into a warrior 2 this way. So I'm gonna extend my arms out, okay? One arm is parallel to the leg that's the side of the chair, the other arm's behind me, and let's just take a look there. Take a look over one, and then take a look back. So exhale, I look back, maybe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, take myself, look back. One more time. And our knees right now feel like they want to cave in. Try to stay stable on the sole of your feet. Let yourself reach forward with your waist. Come back into center. Let yourself pull back. Your waist muscles, your abdominal muscles, your obliques are working here. One more time, forward. Bring yourself back. Take yourself on back, 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 back. Bring yourself up. Bend into this front elbow. Place your forearm on your thigh. Other hand can come to hip, shoulder, elbow can lift. You can, if your arm allows, release that arm. Take it into any angle that feels right for you, or just keep stretching with your hand lower. Feel that opening in the side body. And I know my knee's starting to cave in. I gotta pull it back. It means I gotta do some action in my hips and in my glutes. And then I'm gonna lift up. Taking my body back centered and my hands out to the side and onto my knees. From here, I'm gonna do 2 rounds of cow and cat. Chest forward, chin lifts, inhale. Exhale, curl and tuck and round into myself, pull the shoulders down. Inhale, hard forward, chin lift. Exhale, take it on down. And bring myself up. All right. Let's scoot ourselves into the opposite formation. So little by little, it's shifting. I'm going to take my opposite leg to the side. And maybe I have to just adjust a little bit with my chair. Choosing to have knee and ankle in alignment. The knees, again, staying above those ankles. They want to, you guys, mind you at least, go like this. Because I don't have to work so hard, right? So when we're moving the upper body, notice if you're starting to collapse those knees inward. How do I kind of not do that? Press weight into your feet, okay? Extend your arms. So one arm is kind of pulling back a little bit, right? We're almost into a little twist. The other arm's forward. I'm looking straight ahead. And then I'm going to look back, exhale. take myself over one arm, and take myself back. One more time, looking. And exhale. Bring myself back forward and see how much my body can shift in that forward direction with my obliques working hard. Bring myself back into center. Take myself towards that back arm. Back into center. My knees are caving. What about yours? Bring it forward. Take it back. One more time, back. Bring myself up, yep. Arms are feeling it, legs are feeling it. Bend into that front arm. Place forearm on your thigh. There's my neighbor that lives across from me over in Cosanitas in Bernalillo. She always comes here and goes walking. And we've not walked yet once together. Go ahead and take that upper arm to your hip, to your shoulder. Elbow can lift, or you can let that arm go. Okay, you guys, find what works for you. Breathing. How funny. We have to make a date, she and I. Come over. She likes to walk later than me. But her name's Debbie. Have you met her, Shelley, ever?
Was she?
Yes, she was at our.
Thanksgiving
Yes,
Eve?
yes, that's right. And bring yourself up. Stretch those arms up. And exhale, hands come down. Oof. Go ahead and let's bring those legs forward. Let's zip them up so they're not even hips distance. They are knock-kneed, okay? So inside of your feet are together. Got a little bit of internal rotation going right now. And just sit up straight and tall. Press into the soles of your feet. Take your hands behind you. Oh no, what is it? Pain?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Continue on.
Okay, I'm gonna work.
Carry on.
Okay. Press your hands
Never
down.
know when that.
That's gonna happen.
Uh-oh.
Press hands down. Feet are together. Take your heart forward and give yourself a huge heart opening. Good. And then go ahead, slide your hands on your thighs, down your knees, curl in here, tuck and round. Let yourself go. Feel that opening in the lower spine, releasing some of that tension. And then slowly rising up with our hands still connected to our legs. Take them behind you, press into that seat. Let your heart come forward. Press down, lift up. And back to straight spine. One more round, slide on down. Curl, tuck, round, letting ourselves go. And ever so slowly, bring yourself up. Lifting our heads. Take a couple breaths here. Separate your feet about hips distance. Let's celebrate the light that shines within us with a little song. Take your hands to your heart. If you want to hear a beautiful version of this song, go to YouTube. This little light of mine, Odetta, and she has two on there. I suggest you look at both of them. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So we're going to sing a little bit of that, and I add a few things to it, okay? So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine. it shine, let it shine. My new verse is, this big heart of mine, I'm gonna let it love. This big heart of mine, I'm gonna let it love. This big heart of mine, I'm gonna let it love, let it love, let it love, let it love. Hands to your head. This busy head of mine, I'm gonna let it rest. This busy head of mine, I'm gonna let it rest. This busy head of mine, I'm gonna let it rest. Let it rest, let it rest, let it rest. One more. These open hands of mine, I'm gonna let them heal. These open hands of mine, I'm gonna let them heal. These open hands of mine, I'm gonna let them heal, let them heal, let them heal, let them heal. Let's go to church now. Hands at your heart. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry that you, yeah, but it's 10 o'clock. Always 10, yes.
Except that one day.
Except for that one time, yeah, so, yeah, 5 p.m. All right, sounds good, bye.
I loved it.
Oh, good.
I did. What a way to get my morning started.
Sally came in on our song.